It is said, if you don't read the newspaper, you're misinformed or you're uninformed. And if you do read a newspaper, you're misinformed. So I ask the people of St. Martin to please digest carefully, discern carefully, and seek the truth. Find out what is fact, what is fiction, what is fake news, and what is simply baseless lies. I want to go back to December 22nd, 2017, when it came out in the Daily Herald as an editorial. They reported that many yacht captains are returning to St. Martin even though its maritime industry was hit hard by Hurricane Irma. Is a pleasant surprise. The general expectation had been that this boating season would be a dismal one, also because of costly delays suffered in the recovery effort. It must be said, this positive development is taking place in spite of and no thanks to government's role. It goes on to say, barges brought in from other islands with large enough equipment to remove the biggest wrecks in Simpson Bay Lagoon soon after the natural disaster were refused based on technicalities and formalities. It goes on to say a permit system for salvaging operation was applied that mariners and other entities in the yachting sector found difficult to deal with. Now, this is disturbing. And this is what you get when you only have one newspaper in your country. And I'll tell you why it's disturbing. Because we at the Ministry of Vrami, also the government, have explained this situation with this badge issue over and over up to wazoo. We have explained in technical details, the permits department, the maritime department, explained exactly what the issue was. What I have here in my hand is a letter that came from the port authorities in the Bahamas. In the Bahamas. We got this letter from the maritime department here in St. Martin. This was explained. This was sent to the media. This was sent to everyone. And this is what they said. It comes from Captain Cyril A. Roker, Acting Port Controller, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transport and Local Government, Port Department, Prince George Wharf, Bahamas. Reference is made with regards to the subject matter at caption. We were made aware that the MV Titan registration number GB 6474 has been inspected in St. Martin on October 16, 2017, and was found to be without any statutory certificate to allow her to trade outside of Bahamian waters. We are in full agreement that the vessel should not be allowed to operate outside of her specified trading area, and we would not be opposed to a detention of said vessel. This is coming from the Bahamas, where that badge came from. It goes on to say, we have received a proposition from the owners that the vessel be allowed to be towed back to the Bahamas and not to conduct any further international voyages until she is properly certified for such voyages and all deficiencies have been rectified. Now I'll give it to you. So you can print it, you can read it, you can do whatever you want to do with it. So what the Daily Herald and everyone else is asking us to do is to conduct illegal activity. And we have said it over and over and over. You cannot. We're not a lawless country. Yes, there have been no salvaging permits, but the permit department worked on the salvaging permits. That up to date now, over 200 salvaging permits has been given out. And the government of St. Martin is receiving monies in their coffers when there was never a salvaging permit. Yes, for Hurricane Lewis, it didn't exist because in Hurricane Lewis, the law did not exist. It did not exist then. It exists now. So the maritime have to step in. We did not stop no badge from working. The badge was an illegal badge brought here by individuals who should have known better. But what they expected was for them to walk into the country and because of the situation, take advantage of it and just be freely to allow. And they keep using the term that they're here to help. No, you came to pillage. That is what you came to do. You didn't come to help. We are applying the law. The Maritime Authority said this badge cannot operate in our waters. When it was brought to our attention, we agreed with their position. They are the experts in the field. They are the experts in the field. The Bahamas is telling you that the badge is an illegal badge. But everyone is saying, well, we should have let them operate still. But then what kind of country is this? What kind of country is this? No, we did the right thing. And I commend those youngsters at the Maritime Department, and I commend those individuals and the permit departments and the head and Tunch and Charlotte Pumpy and all of them who came together and decided they're going to put up a registration for all these badges to remove the boats. There's over 350 sunken boats. And to date, over 200, more than 200 salvaging permits has been given out to different companies who has registered and followed the procedures in the country. But this is what happens when you have no other media house